Are you looking for remote work or a job where you can work from home? In this video, I'll briefly explain the pros and cons of working remotely, the types of jobs and industries ideal for remote work, tips on the most important skills employers look for when hiring remote workers, how to avoid scams, and how to find legitimate remote jobs. Hi, I'm Stacey Davidson, founder and CEO of Virtual Job Search Coach since 2008, creator of the Power Up Your Job Search program. Welcome to my channel where I teach techniques and strategies to help you determine, pursue, and land your dream job. A remote job basically means work done away from or outside of a standard office. There are many other terms used nowadays by employers and recruiters when referring to remote jobs, so it's handy to be aware of these when looking for remote opportunities, especially through job boards and postings. Here are some of the common and new terms used for remote jobs. Work from home, work at home, home-based, home office, online, virtual, telework, telecommute, distance work, off-site, open or geographically neutral, distributed, which means the team is dispersed geographically. And my new favorite is anywhere job, meaning you can work from anywhere. Now, before we jump in further, please give this video a thumbs up, and I put out one new video every Friday, so hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell to be reminded when my next video is out. Why work remotely? There are many reasons people want a remote position. Work style for improved productivity and concentration, work-life balance, lowering your carbon footprint by not having to commute using transportation, mental and physical health reasons, and personal time productivity. I once commuted almost an hour and a half each way to my office job. That was a total of 15 hours a week I spent driving to and from my job. That's 2 full working days of my time, and I did it for 5 years. When I became a remote worker, I gained back 15 hours of my time. Imagine all the things you could do in your life if you didn't have to commute to your job. Some remote jobs are part-time and have flexible work hours, which allows some people to create a work-life balance to meet other personal needs, such as childcare outside of school hours, or if you have an elderly parent or a sick relative that you need to cater to throughout the day. Now, working from home or working remotely isn't for everyone. You need to be comfortable working on your own, be disciplined, and have an appropriate home office setup free from distractions. Remote work doesn't necessarily mean you're working by yourself, though. I've worked from home for the past 12 years, but I spend a good part of every day on the phone or through video with my clients. So for me, I get plenty of social interaction. If you're working remotely as part of a team for a larger company, you will likely have a live inter-company chat app or have phone calls and video conferencing, such as through Zoom, Google, or Skype. However, there are other jobs that are just straight data entry type roles where you'll have very limited interaction with other people. Why would an employer want remote workers? The benefits of employers having remote workers is a significant cost savings through lowering their operating costs. Did you know on average it costs an employer 30% on top of an employee's salary for overhead costs, such as heating, lighting, office square footage costs, desks, chairs, and equipment, and so on? Also, studies have shown that remote workers are more productive and, for those that like remote work lifestyle, are happier employees. So, why wouldn't a company want happier, more productive employees, right? Now, thanks to the COVID pandemic, more and more companies are becoming open to remote work for their employees. Some were forced to do so during initial lockdowns or to create adequate and safe social distancing for their workers. And many have continued on with the remote concept for some of their workers. One of my corporate clients just the other day told me that since the pandemic hit, they've had all of their administrative staff working from home for the past 7 months, and it's working out very well for them. Now, you heard me say that remote work is not for everyone. Some people just aren't well suited to it, and they thrive better in a group office environment. And although many companies are open-minded to the idea, it's still a very new concept and may not be practical for all types of businesses. There are, however, some specific skills and characteristics that most successful and productive remote workers have that employers open to remote work are looking for. So let's see how many of these you can say yes to. I'm a proactive communicator. I initiate conversation with others when needed or appropriate. I am resourceful. I'm innovative in finding answers or searching for solutions to problems on my own without having to rely on my fellow coworkers. I am resistant to distractions. I can stay focused even when there is background noise or commotion. I am dependable and accountable for my actions. I can be counted on by my colleagues, and I own up to my mistakes. I am a great time manager. I complete my work well and on time. I am tech savvy when it comes to the software and technology required to perform my job, such as the use of CRM software, video conferencing, live chat apps, cloud document sharing apps for working on documents or projects with other team members. I have reliable technical equipment to perform my tasks. Some employers may expect you to already have some basic technology, such as a reliable computer, internet, and cell phone. If you can say yes to all or most of these, then remote work may be a great fit for you. And here's my hot tip. When selling yourself to an employer in an interview, make sure you're stating all of these things that I've just mentioned. Now, you might be asking, okay, so what kinds of jobs can be done remotely besides telephone sales and customer support? Well, there are lots. Obviously, I can't list them all, but here are some to give you a good sense of the possibilities. Research and data entry, social media and content marketing, digital media, online marketing, graphic design, inside sales and customer support, recruitment, and there are many IT-related jobs such as developers, website designers, UX and UI designers, software engineering and computer programming, teaching, coaching, writing, copywriting and editing, document transcription and data entry, accounting and bookkeeping, project management, product design, an attorney, sales, and account management. Do you know of any other remote jobs I haven't mentioned? If so, type them in the comment section below. I've got more great info to come, but if you like what you've learned so far, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now, let's talk about the important subject of how to avoid scam jobs. So, unless you've been living on a small island without internet recently, you have no doubt heard there are nefarious people out there who want to scam you out of your money or your identity. So, I'm going to explain how to find legitimate remote work jobs. But first I want to say, if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. If someone is offering to pay you thousands of dollars a week or hundreds per day to essentially do nothing or with no skills or experience required, then run for the hills. Run screaming if you like. No reputable business is going to throw heaps of money at people to do nothing. Also, if you're being asked to pay any money out of your own pocket to get a job, then again, run screaming. A reputable employer will never, ever ask you for money. In fact, in most countries, it would be considered illegal. The same goes if you're being asked to provide your banking information, social security or social insurance number, date of birth without a formal job offer letter. So be wary and do your research before providing any type of personal information. Unfortunately, there are scam artists out there who are very good at convincing people. I'm sure you've read stories of people who've been scammed out of thousands of dollars by phone. If you get one of those emails from overseas where it says they're looking to hire you as their buying agent or a representative for them in your city, it's written by the same scammers who claim to be an estate agent for your long-lost relative who's left you $8.5 million. Yeah, right. You just have to pay the legal fees to have your inheritance released. You get my point? Okay, now let's get into the good stuff and talk about how you can find legitimate remote work jobs. I'm going to break this down into 3 categories: freelance and gig work, permanent and long-term employment through job boards, and targeting specific employers. If you're looking for freelance or gig work, there are dozens of websites to choose from, and some are more specialized. But 3 of the most popular ones right now are freelancer.com, upwork.com, and fiverr.com. I found a great article from June 2020 by Hostinger Tutorials listing 18 of the best freelance websites to find work in 2020, and I'll put the link in the description box below. Now, let's talk about permanent and long-term remote jobs. The best place to start when it comes to finding permanent, long-term remote jobs, not freelance or gig work, is through online job boards like Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Monster, Workopolis, and LinkedIn. And for specialty areas, such as startups, you can try AngelList.com, or CharityVillage.com and Idealist.com for nonprofits, or for military, you can try RecruitMilitary.com. Charity Village is one of my favorite websites for nonprofits. They're primarily Canadian, but they do have some US jobs as well. They have a button right on their homepage for home office jobs. And at the time I recorded this video in November 2020, they had 112 remote work opportunities, including communications coordinators, sales roles, project managers, and operations managers. And they have a great set of search features to narrow down your options. Again, there are dozens and dozens of legitimate job boards out there, depending on what part of the world you're in. So sometimes simply asking Google will help you find the more popular options for your area. Try searching top job boards or best job search websites and then put the name of your city or country. There are a lot of less than reputable job boards out there too, so please be wary. Most job boards are paid a fee by the employer who is placing their job ad. So any board asking you as a job seeker to pay a fee, I would avoid. I'm sure there are some exceptions to every rule, but just be careful and do your research. When in doubt, don't do it. There's plenty of other options out there. When you're searching through those job boards, try a variety of search terms. Try using search terms I described at the very beginning of this video, such as work from home designer, work from home accountant, or try putting in the job title first, followed by remote work or virtual work. Thirdly, if you work in a particular industry or you want to target a particular industry, you can do a Google search for top XYZ companies in your country. For example, top content marketing companies in Canada or top CRM software companies in the US. You can then visit each of the listed companies' websites and research whether they have a remote-friendly environment. You might find this through their job postings listed on their careers page or through other culture, mission, or values information listed on their web pages. Then approach these companies for potential opportunities. Check out my video, 4 strategies to fast-track your job search, for great tips to dig further on this topic. I'll put a link in the description box below. Job search is time-consuming, so hang in there, be patient, yet perseverant. And here's another hot tip for you. To prevent getting overwhelmed, set yourself a daily goal. I suggest finding 3 ideal jobs to target per day. This might not sound like a lot, but keep in mind you'll need to review every job posting thoroughly and the company's website and make sure that your resume incorporates the appropriate keywords from the posting. And you need to write an outstanding cover letter that appeals to the employer. I have videos on both of these topics, which I'll include at the end of this video, and I'll put links in the description box below. If you've been looking for remote work, tell me in the comment section what you've discovered and what have you been challenged by. I hope today's tips and strategies help you find your ideal remote job. Remember to subscribe to my channel for new weekly tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.